6,920 pounds, open range light, 291 RLS here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and 99.9% of what I'm going to share here will also apply to the 2910 RL open range Ultralite. Same camper, different trim package. This is the upgraded sister or brother or whatever you want to call it of the family. The idea behind this one, as opposed to the 275 RLS behind it, that one has dual opposing slides and an outside kitchen. This one has dual opposing slides, no outside kitchen, and all the windows on the door side of the camper so you can enjoy your campsite instead of looking at the neighbors. There's really only one major catch-22 to having this extra deep 39-inch slide out right here on the door side of the RV. And that is that it really pretty much stops you from doing anything in the RV when the slide is closed, with the exception of easy access to the bedroom and the bathroom. And that's one of the interesting things about the 275, the sister to this 291, is its refrigerator and its dinette are flip-flopped. And you can get to the refrigerator of the 275 with the slide closed. So again, they're sisters, not clones. They each do a couple little weird things the other doesn't. What I love about this one is the moment you step inside, you're like, wow. This just feels nice and big and open and spacious, and I like all of those words. And all of those words most certainly apply to this one. Again, this is really very just, this is an interesting mirror image of its sister, the 275. What the 291 does for us, again, it gives us the super slide on the door side. So all of the windows are over here. And if you don't care about the outside kitchen, this is the one for you. The 275 also has a little bit different bedroom and bathroom arrangement that we'll see in a little bit. So they each do little twisted different things the other one doesn't do. Because I'll have people say, why do you carry two open range lightweight travel trailers that both have opposing living room slides? And the answer is because they're not interchangeable. They're both popular and do different things. And apparently, someone was testing the fill-a-bucket storage or sink method on this thing. You know, the sink can turn around. You know what this would be good for is if someone's mouthing off at you, you can like hit the sprayer and you can blast them right here from the kitchen island. But most of the time, the faucet's probably going to be facing this way toward that big giant basin sink. And those are going to be some of the differences, because there's also a thing called a 2910 open range Ultralite, and it is almost identical, and well, it is really identical in any way that matters, and things that are a little preferential. This one, the Lite, the 291 Lite, is the trim package upgrade for the 2910, so I'm probably going to use one video for both RVs, because it's the exact same camper with slight different variances. Like, for instance, they all have thermal foil sealed edge countertops all over the place, whether it's the dining table, the bathroom, wherever. But in the Lite that we're in, you get a solid surface countertop in the island, and in the kitchen area, you also get a stainless one-basin farm sink with bamboo cutting boards, as opposed to the Ultralite, which has a dual-basin stainless sink with some other kind of cutting board sink cover arrangement, but not bamboo. So it's tiny, tiny differences like that. But the furniture, the air conditioning, the heating, the insulation package, all that's the same. It's only a couple little cosmetic twitch variances between the two. For some reason, some people like one in a Lite, one in an Ultra. I ain't figured it out why. I just know that these are the ones that people tell us we should carry based on what they purchase and what they don't purchase. So there you go. Starting from the top and working our way down, one of the reasons this thing feels so big is because it has a vaulted ceiling. And that makes it just open up in here, gives you that breathing space. There's different ways to build tall ceilings. Like Freedom Express has taller sidewalls, but it doesn't have the vaulted ceiling. It evens out to the same amount of space. It's just a matter of how they go about doing it. You will find that you don't see the air conditioner in here. Instead, that's what these guys are. This is your air return system, and I purposely left that pop down. I literally do this on purpose. So you can see, yes, it does have air filters up in there, and they are very easy to drop down, even with my left hand, and exchange. It knocks down at least half the noise of the air conditioner, so when the TV is on and the air conditioner compressor kicks on, you don't have to scream at one another to be able to hear the TV or hear one another. I don't know why screaming at each other would help you hear the TV, neither here nor there. So the kitchen that we're looking at right here, the refrigerator is 8 cubic foot, so it's a little bit bigger than the standard fridge in most things. And you will find that they actually have a full drawer below the oven of this, and not just a cabinet door or the drop-down knuckle buster. as I like to refer to it. So they don't really waste anything. And also, it's like this island is not in a position where it's very camera friendly, but when you are camping, this whole thing is nothing but storage. So you've got tons of storage going on here. Plus we have this big floor to slide ceiling pantry going on, built right into her. So, you know, you've got all kinds of big kitchen access, always easily, readily available to you. You're like, you know, one step and one reach away. Now, the TV does pivot on the newer open ranges. In the past, it was fixed, so it wasn't very sofa friendly. And I've got it facing the dining table right now, but you can also make it face the rear dinette. And this is a 180-degree viewing TV, so even if you're kind of off to the side a little bit, you still can see the image. It doesn't like go negative and ghostly looking like some of these things do. Bluetooth DVD stereo below that with outside speakers. We'll talk about as we get out there. Remote controlled electric space heating fireplace. You can keep the remote control in the armrest of the theater seat we're about to look at in a hot second here. And it makes it just very, very easy to be able to turn that off and on all the time whenever you're plugged into shore power. You can also just turn on the LED looks so you don't have to use up heat as well. Now, one of the other cool things about this is just a big, beautiful, spacious couples camper. But what if you're going to have some guests? Well, that hide-a-bed can open up to give you a double sleeping space. You can still access and get to one of the two theater seat recliners. And also, of course, the dinette can fold down. So this is a couples camper right here that can sleep up to 4 additional guests very easily, very comfortably, without dealing with like air mattresses on the floor. Speaking of the floor, kind of like in the ceiling, you didn't see the air conditioner. In the floor, you won't see heat vents because the open ranges are cabinet ducted heating, and that's really across the board. They got away from floor ducted heating about 1.5 years ago, so that there are no ducts in the floor where dirt, particulate, debris, M&Ms, paper clips, money, phones, etc. can fall down there. You'd have to really screw up that vent to drop a phone down there, of course, but you get the point. It's just easier to clean. Both sides of the sofa, you see, also have side stands with power outlets and, you know, more of that sealed edge countertop stuff. So if you have a drink there and you accidentally knock it down, you can easily, you know, clean it. And the sofa is actually not bolted to the floor. So if you need to pull that out to clean back there, you can too. Same with the theater seat, actually. If you really need to, you can pull that out to get behind it and clean it. That is very difficult in a lot of RVs. There are benefits sometimes to furniture not being bolted to the floor. I don't think I've ever talked about that before, though. I think this is the first time in the history of over 3,400 videos I've ever talked about being able to clean behind furniture in an RV. Huh. Maybe I'm thinking about it as I couldn't plan that as a better segue to the carpetless floor flush slide out that you get the benefit of here in the open range. This is one of their biggest signature calling card features right here. There are other carpetless slides in the business, but they're all a step up slide out. This is a floor flush slide that is completely carpetless. There's no carpet in this camper. Super, super easy to clean. The theater seat, by the way, has both heat and massage whenever you're plugged into park power, residential power. Now, all windows, even the sofa side windows and the slide side windows, will all open for ventilation here. The only window that won't open for ventilation, in point of technicality, is just the one in the main door, and that's pretty common. Although it does actually have a night privacy shade built right into it that you can pull down as well. Some folk, it never matters. This is one of these things. It never matters how we build an RV. It's always, quote, wrong. There's going to be some people going, oh, they put the stupid booth in. And there's going to be some people, if I would have built this with a freestanding table and chairs, there's going to be people who go, oh, they put the stupid chairs in. No matter how we build it, it's wrong. So let me tell you why we built it this way. And the answer is because I think that this is the best fit for the most people, especially once they realize why we do this. So the benefit of a booth, first of all, is that it can fold down into a bonus sleeping space. Plus, we do have easy access storage with those hidden hinge cabinet doors on both sides of the booth. But if you notice, Open Range uses something that is very smart. And I think they're very brave to do this because a lot of people look at those thin, what I call ironing board style legs, and they think that's cheap. This sucks. And I couldn't disagree anymore. This is one of the smartest, best dining situations I've ever found in an RV. And that's coming from a person who doesn't just peddle videos, guys. I actually do camp. And these are exactly, literally the legs that I put on the dining table of the campers whenever I use them, instead of pedestal-based legs. And here's why. The table's free-floating. The only other way to accomplish a free-floating table, because I like to be able to move it, I like to be able to bring it over here. You know, if it's just couples camping, you can have the table sitting in front of the theater seat, directly in front of the TV for dinner time. You don't have to only be fixed here at the bench. The other thing is I can take it outside under the awning. I can grill with it. I can do anything I want with it. I can also scoot it over to my wife and kid because I'm bigger around the midsection than they are. If you've seen any of my videos today, because I've done a lot of videos today with this exact feature, you've heard me say that a bunch of times. I mean it. I believe it. That's something that I feel passionate about. But freestanding table and chairs, you lose all of that. And you gain the ability to have 4 individual chairs. I get that. But you don't gain the ability to gain any more space around you because this thing can still float and move. Not to mention the fact that with my big long legs and my klutzy way about things, I don't tend to hit my legs on those. Now, if I take a seat on this ultra plush comfy sofa in the back here, mostly because I've been on my feet all day and this feels good, take a look up, you see that skylight letting in lots of natural ambient light. And as we pan down here, just give you a nice look at the dual posing slides and what they're doing for us. And again, no heat vents in the floor. And I think I've delayed long enough. I probably got to get up off my backside and get moving. So we've kind of looked at the kitchen already. I do want to take a minute to point out these all the extra cabinets against the bathroom wall right here, and the multiple power outlets that now they're hidden. There's power outlets all over the kitchen. There's outlets on both sides of the island. There's some outlets under that cabinet there, but these right here are easy to access, and it's perfect for coffee makers and phone chargers and stuff like that, and all kinds of bonus drawer space and cabinet space for extra things when you need them. Bathroom is very easy to access, either in transit, as we already saw, or if you're just at the campsite, you just want to hop in and hop out and not track dirt through the RV. And notice even the little door stopper right there. That's something that the front end of this RV actually is exactly the same as the 2804 Ultralite. They're very hyper consistent that way. This is a good, very popular, proven bathroom setup that works very well. The 275 is something a little bit different, newer for folks who don't I don't want a second entry door, I want an extra closet. Well, that's what the 275 open range does. So they're sisters, they're not clones. They do some very key things differently. What they do the same, though, is we've got a porcelain bowl foot flush stool, lots of leg room in the bathroom, so I can get around here no problem. I don't have to do bathroom yoga, or I've had people asking me, there's been this thing lately, is there room in the bathroom for a squatty potty? And I'm like, well, in this one, yeah, there actually kind of is. So knock yourself out. Live your dream. Plenty, if you don't know what those are, by the way, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. You got to Google it. Anyway, the sink. It's a stainless sink. It's quite deep that adults can get their hands in, but they didn't make it too, ridiculously too large, so that I actually still have some waterproof countertop space here. We've got that big radius shower that is very tall person friendly due to the fact that we have both a vaulted ceiling and a perfectly placed skylight above it. We also have the power vent fan above here for more light and airflow, and good dedicated linen storage space all the way through this bathroom right here. This is something they do very, very well, extremely well in the open range. That was louder than I intended, but those hidden hinges, when they decide they're closing, they're not quitting. They're not kidding. So the light, as opposed to the Ultralite, the 2910 is going to have a 74-inch Camp Queen bed with a 6-inch spacer block. You can walk around it both ways, no problem. You can always walk around it, but the light, the 291 that we're in, always has an 80-inch queen bed. That does mean that it has a little bit bigger bed base, so there is a little more storage under it. They both have the waterproof stands with drawers on both sides of the bed and outlets right up next to the headboard. You will also gain the benefit of USB plugs on this side of the bed. They both have reading lights under that overhead cabinet. They both have cross breeze windows with these really aggressive, virtually blackout shades. I mean, you want to turn off the lights, close the shades, close your eyes, you'll sleep for days. And wow, I wish I had planned to do a rhyme that nicely right there. That worked great. I'm going to have to start using that more often. And a vent above the bed for extra airflow right next to the TV hookups across from the master bed where you're probably going to want to mount a TV anyway. Now, one thing I don't want to miss as we walk around this one is the fact that we actually have dual awnings on here. That big door side super slide is awesome for all that living space and all the windows it gives us over here, but it's not super awesome for awnings. Otherwise, we'd be relegated to this crappy little 12-foot awning, and that's no fun for anybody. So they put a second awning right on the face of the slide out. But what I like is they use the same awning on it. They're both easy tilt, fully LED lit power awnings. So suddenly now we have more awning space on this than any one single awning is going to be able to provide. and they're both LED lit for more patio space. And your main awning here actually has your outside speakers built right into the awning arms, so that as you open the awning, the speakers point down instead of pointing out, so you don't blow away the guy next to you. Whew, I've had a bunch of open ranges come in today, and I feel like I'm just spitting out the same thing over and over, but it's because, you know, they have the same features, like this aluminum formed corner trim right here instead of plastic screw trim. There's nothing wrong with this plastic screw trim. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. There's good, then there's better. The idea, though, is that over time, this is more likely to shrink and expand and become a little bit brittle, especially that little screw tape on top of there. This stuff's going to hold its shape over time. Simple solar plug for those portable solar panels like you see pictured right there on the sticker. I love that they give us that visual reference. Now we've got magnet catches on these doors for just easy one-hand operation. You see we also have sealed hinges across the open range travel trailer series so that water doesn't seep into that hinge and swell and cause problems. You will find bigger, wider baggage doors for easier baggage access on not one, but both sides of the RV. They make sure it's consistent all the way through. That is motion-sensitive lighting right there, and something I am inclined to miss too frequently is the fact that we have a battery disconnect switch up here, where it's out of the way, where cargo's not going to smash it, but it is very, very easy to reach. We do have our easy access laundry chute right there. We kind of mentioned that inside, so you can just have a laundry basket here, drop the clothes in. When you're all done, grab them out of there, get ready to go. That beautiful 3/4 nose cap, it does have its own little LED accent light right above the diamond plate line. Bigger 30-pound propane tanks versus 20s here. You know, power awning, power tongue jack, basically everything you're gonna touch on a daily basis or for setup is all push button simple. We do have manual corner stabilizer jacks on here. The idea there that with a simple drill and a $5 nut adapter, you can turn those things into power jacks and pretend you're a NASCAR pit crew, and there you go. So insulation. I am really happy that I get a chance to reshoot a bunch of this footage, because Open Range has accomplished something in the ultralight and the light no one else to date has, and that is they have tested, proven, published data for 0 to 100 degree camping on their ultralight trailers, and that is an industry first. There's a lot of brands who have been claiming that capacity, but no one ever proved it, and Open Range stepped up, said, not a problem. I'll put my money where my mouth is, and they proved it, and I love that. So what did they do? How did they accomplish that? It starts with the same thing everyone else starts with, but they always quit there, and that is an enclosed, forced air heated underbelly. They go a step further, though, in that they actually have dual layers of insulation below their flooring and above the underbelly enclosure. They have 2 layers of insulation, and then they force air in the underbelly and have a hot air return, so you have constant residential-style cyclical airflow. And if you want to know why that works better, it's this simple. Go get a bottle of water, drink it, drain the water out, whatever, and crush the bottle down. Now, put it up to your lips and go and blow that bottle back up. While you're holding onto the bottle, it feels warm in your hand, doesn't it? Now, as the bottle reaches its encapsulation point, its maximum air capacity, it starts to feel less warm because you can't keep pushing more hot air to recycle it in there. Suddenly, it's not a forced air heat system, it's more of a radiant heat system. Radiant heat is technically efficient, but it is not effective. There's a difference there. It's not as effective as forced air heating as in cyclical heating. So that is really the main differences that allow this thing to work. You couple that with a 15,000 BTU air conditioner like we have up top with their thermal package, and the white skin and the PVC roof membrane we're going to learn about in just a minute, and you've got something that pretty much in any climate, you're going to be good to go for general camping. Now, if it's negative 40 Celsius like my Canadian friends sometimes deal with, there are exactly 0 RVs made for things like that will require skirting and supplemental heating, and I don't care who builds it or what they claim. So let's take a peek up at the roof and learn more about the very uncommon PVC roof membrane on the Open Range. Now, as you can see, we are no stranger to product here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. We carry a lot of stuff, guys. We've got over 450 to 500 RVs in active inventory to any given time. Very few of them have this feature, though, the PVC roof membrane. So what does it do? What's different about it? Basically, it's lighter, brighter. It will absorb less heat. So there's a nice little benefit. It's more reflective. It also, the material itself, has a 15-year warranty as opposed to the 10 to 12-year roof warranties you commonly find on like TPO or EPDM or Dicor or whatever else. See, there's really only 2 petroleum-based roofs out there. So whether you call it TPO or EPDM or rubber or whatever, They're basically the same thing. There's virtually no difference between them. This one is slightly different. It's a pliable PVC compound. It reflects more sun. It keeps the RV cooler. Like I said, it has a longer warranty. The other thing is, guys, the material itself does not require any specific maintenance. Now, don't mix up what I just told you. What I didn't say was, guys, this is a maintenance-free roof, because you know which RVs have maintenance-free roofs? Zero. No RVs have maintenance-free roofs. You still have seals that you have to pay attention to and think about, but this stuff right here, you don't have to actually do anything specific to try to treat and maintain it. It also doesn't grow black algae, and black algae is actually what stains RV roofing, and it's what washes down the sides of a camper to cause black streaks. And this is something you're going to find on all the open ranges here at Haylett RV, also now found on Rockwood RV. So there's very few brands that actually use this, because it is a little more expensive, a little nicer material. You tend to only find it on more of a premium series trailer like the open range. Back down at the ground level, we've got our simple water, electric, cable docking center, all back here in the rear corner. Your sewer outlets will be located very much like a fifth wheel up toward the front of this, because this has very much a fifth wheel lineup, or layout rather. The ladder gives us easy access up to that roof, like you saw me walking around all over this thing. But one thing I noticed when I was up there, and I see this, like I feel this like on our Cougars or Whitehawks, etc., that have that double vaulted roof, it's not just walkable, it's that it feels so much sturdier, because the vault is so much more severe. It distributes more of your body weight when you're walking around. I feel like it's a better structural integrity type item. Maybe it doesn't matter, but it feels that way when you walk on it. Now back here, we've got a couple things for tailgating. We've got outside TV hookups by this corner, and there is a gas grill quick connect by that bumper, so you're good to go there. Now, not only is this slide on the door side with all those beautiful windows letting in all that flood of light, and you get to see everything around you guys, but it's also deeper. This is a 39-inch deep slide. Normally, you're going to run into 24 to 36-inch deep slides. Now, if it's a seating slide like this, it's usually 3 foot. This is 3 foot and 3 inches. That extra 3 inches gives you that extra living space inside, and it helps keep the furniture from protruding too much into the floor plan. The Light series, you will find on the slide sides, has framed airflow windows like you see here, and on the sidewalls has frameless windows like you see here. There's advantages both ways. These give you better airflow, but they're not as pretty. You also can't use them very well in the rain. This tilts open, and you can use it better in the rain, but it doesn't tilt open as far, so it gets a little bit less airflow. So having the combination of the two gives you the looks and the function, so you really don't lose anything. Now, the wheels of this thing on both sides are under a slide out, so I can't really get close and give you a good look at it. But you can see that yellow thing between the tires right there. That is an Equiflex. Yeah, geez, I've done so many videos today. I've been talking for like 5 hours straight. Oh. I'm jumbling my words, but it's an Equiflex shock dampener. So the front to back herky jerkiness when you hit the brakes, it's going to dampen that so this thing doesn't jostle you around the truck so badly. And before I murder any more of my words, I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm going to invite you folks, no matter where you live, to give us a call, because, you know, we are local to where the manufacturers build these things. We don't pay $3,000 of shipping to get to Texas or Florida or the West Coast, you know. That is how we're able to do what we do. We actively publish pricing, we don't do hidden fees, but we do everything else, including hitches, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.